With the waters receding, the extent of damage brought on by the flood of '97 is becoming more and more visible.
Homes absolutely swept off their foundation. Cars and trucks tossed about like toys. Our Peg Rasconi was with some of the folks in Falmouth as they got their first heartbreaking glimpse at what was left of their possessions.
Lisa McQueen found something she couldn't replace.
What'd you find?
A wedding ring.
A wedding ring.
How were you able to find that out of the mess in there? I had to dig for it. Must have been really important to you. Yeah. I don't think we can save my wedding dress though. We're sure gonna try to take it and try to.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Looks like you got some pictures too.
Yeah.
In this flood-ravaged community, neighbors who had doors forced them open with a sense of dread.
I seen 2 other floods, and I expected this. You ain't ready for it.
Many seemed unprepared for the town they returned to, saying it looks little like the neighborhood they fled this weekend.
This over here belongs to Steve Lonecker. This here belongs to Trish and Gilbert. This here was Norma Lay's. The one down next to who it was, but the one next to it was Gary Lay's. I mean, just destroyed.
As neighbors retrieved remnants of their lives flung far by the flood, it seemed it would be hard to destroy the community's compassion. Neighbors shared tears and hugs. Those who didn't lose everything helped where they could.
Our Rich Jaffe found a very familiar scene in Brown County. He reports from the river town of Aberdeen.
Like some phoenix rising out of the muddy ashes, Amanda Turner's family is getting ready to bring the family home back to life.
But actually, the first thing we did is we went and got our shots so that we didn't have to worry about the illnesses that come along with cleaning the mess. And back in through here, my daughter and my neighbor's boy, they're hosing it out.
In 1963, Turner's grandfather bought this house. In '64, it flooded. His dying wish last summer was that his granddaughter rehab the house. She did, in time to see it flood again.
The water is, we came up all the way in this part of the house to about right here, which is about probably 1.5 feet on this part, and it's better than 2 foot on the new part there. I guess we're ready to change after we got done. We're ready for a new one.
On Monday, Turner's family and friends threw themselves into a battle against the rising river, desperately trying to save the old house. The river won, but not for long. Like thousands of other flood survivors, Amanda Turner is dedicated to reclaiming the home she loves.
I could have lost one of my kids or my husband. These are material. And I found that the memories are in my heart, not in the house.
The hoses were out Friday in Aurora, Indiana as well. Firefighters tried to wash away some of the mess left by the flood of '97, but the emotional impact of the disaster could not be dealt with so easily. On Friday night, Gwen Ellis found the flood a popular subject of a group of children in one emergency shelter.
Lots of blue, lots of raindrops. Children seem to know when something scary's coming.
There was water coming through the sewers, and then it was covering the streets. When it was raining, it was getting worse. The rain couldn't help the flood.
Were you scared?
A little.
What were you scared about?
That my shoes would get wet. Everything that my mama owned, it got destroyed. And it's probably up on the steps in our house.
Their uncle checked on their home in a canoe. The Huff kids haven't actually seen their house yet, but they can picture it.
The house, the rain and the water.
And what's that?
The stop sign.
And so the water comes up there on the stop sign?
It goes farther. It goes up to there.
And here's that stop sign, how the children marked the destruction. This is the Huff Street, Kellogg Avenue. This is what the kids have to come home to. It's not too far off from the pictures they drew. Now a 5-year-old worries about her dolls.
My babies might be flooded.
Your dolls? Are you worried about that? Do you think You're ever going to get your old house back?
Probably.
Do you think it'll be like normal?
Yeah.
What are you going to remember most out of all this stuff?
Cleaning it up.
Sometimes everything seems clear in a child's mind.
Saturday and Sunday, March 8th and 9th, would be cleanup day for the thousands of people affected by the flood of '97.
And for some folks, it was the first chance to see if there was anything left. As Tim tells us from Falmouth, the forecast was having a psychological impact.
With the weekend of March 8th and March 9th coming up, drenching rains are still in the forecast. And the people of Falmouth and along the Ohio are still quite nervous because more rain will only aggravate the situation.